Afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension the world. What now? What now is the question, since the PNM administration has been successful in the sale of Petrotrin. Now, a lot of times we like to say, first of all, I'm not begging all to share this, right? If you all don't want to share it, it just means that our counterparts would never get this information. I would never know why things turned out the way it turned out, because a storm is coming, ladies and gentlemen. A storm in the form of one serious economic downturn in this economy. You see the lies that the PNM government have been telling us for the last 3 years? It is going to come into fruition in a little bit. Here's why. Because Petrotrin, that was the income earner for Trinidad and Tobago, is no more, because Petrotrin has been sold for 12 pieces of silver to the 1%. There's a company called Nikwan that they sold the YuhGT plant to, and here's what I'm saying. The YuhGT plant was a failed project, right? For those of you who don't know, it was a failed project that never came on stream. GTL stands for gas to liquid, right? Which was a plant that was supposed to produce very clean fluids, very clean type of gases. And that was started by the former PNM administration under Mr. Manning, and partnered with Malcolm Jones, deceased. And these fellas took billions of dollars and invested it into that plant, and to date the plant never started, right? But here's the thing I want you all to pay close attention to: the fact that the UNC administration had an opportunity to do something about it and they did nothing. The UNC came into power, observed what was going on with Petrotrin, and decided they brought Indian companies who were interested in investing in Petrotrin, meaning to buy the company, and they were setting it up. So whether we like it or not, UNC sycophants, Kamla was willing to sell Petrotrin for 12 pieces of silver, just as Rowley sold Petrotrin for 12 pieces of silver. And here's what I'm saying: if Petrotrin is sold, who do we go to, right, to make money for our economy? But our economy was never diversified. No government saw it fit to say, here what, let's invest in agriculture so we can feed ourselves. Because if we grow our own and food is cheaper, it will lessen the cost of living, right? We had oil and gas, and therefore oil and gas used to be cheaper. But now, since we sold the oil and gas company, oil will no longer be cheaper. Fuel will be expensive because we'll have to import all those things. And we're not taking cognizance of that fact at all. It's like we sleeping. Trinidad is like, you understand, the sleeping society, because nobody seems to care. Everybody, you understand, might talk about certain aspects of it, but nobody is looking at it holistically and saying, let's do something. Ansel Roger now wants to call out the OWTU to make a stand. Now, Ansel Roger, I have news for you. What stand can you make at this 99th hour? In the next 30 days, you are going to see drastic changes, right, in society, in the economy, in everything that represents Trinidad and Tobago, right? You are going to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Your Prime Minister just came back from Venezuela, where he made a gas deal. Now, here's what I am saying. You made a gas deal, right, for Venezuela to sell us fuel. Is it that? Because I can't see us buying crude anymore. And I guess that's why the term was gas deal, because I guess we have to buy all our gas now from Venezuela because of the fact that we sold Petrotrin, right? Now, here's what I'm saying, right? And pay attention very, very closely. Petrotrin was a high income earner to such a degree that When Malcolm Jones and they wanted the loan for the GTL plant, it was quite okay. We could have gone to anybody and gotten that money. Because Petrotrin used to gross billions of dollars in profit every year. Where has that money gone? The oil reserves are still there, and the country is more or less the same. Where has that income gone? Petrotrin, a $1 billion income earner, a foreign exchange as well. Where has that money gone? A man stopped me the other day and he said, Osuna, Sabrina, wake up, Petrotrin was sold. Yes, it didn't hit the news yet quite, you understand, quite in detail, but it's coming. Believe you me, in the next 30 days, you all are going to see the reality that we are about to face. And the reality is that the oil and gas industry is no more. And therefore, where will we get our economy, or the dollars to fuel our economy from? Because Trinidad has no tourism. Tobago has a slight bit of tourism, and that has been demolished by the sea bridge fiasco, right? Now hear this. The reality is Nikwan is a company that people thought was a Chinese company, but the reality is when I looked this week at the board of directors, I saw Miss Alison Lewis. Now Alison Lewis was the lady that was in charge of the Port of Spain, and she is now part of that board. Political favors? Maybe. Had to be. Now here's what I am saying, right, ladies and gentlemen. The previous administration brought some management into Petrotrin to manage the company, and these people were working strictly on commission basis. And when I say on commission basis, more production equals more money for them, less production equals no money for them. Mr. Barden was one of these people. So you put a refinery manager basically, and you put a production manager, right? And these people were working strictly on commission. They were of Caucasian descent, right? So what they did is basically run the refinery to the ground, right? And the reality is, that was the plan. That was the setup for the fall. Because if you run your refinery into the ground, you have a good reason to sell it, right? Because you could say that it's not producing, but the reality is that just like with your motor car, you need to service when it's a certain time, and you need to do upgrades and so on. Otherwise, eventually, you will spend a pound and a crown to have it running still. So that is what happened to the refinery. Basically, they didn't do the servicing that they were supposed to do when they were supposed to do it. So now the refinery is running at high risk, right? Production would decrease, as well as the risk involved in running the refinery is now high. So that is what the previous administrations did, and it reached a point now where the refinery cannot produce the tax dollars that we need them to produce in order to run the economy efficiently and effectively. What the government, this new government did as well, when they got into power, they slowed down the servicing of the wells, so that now when you look at it, the wells wouldn't produce as much. So say a well is producing 100 barrels a day. For it to continue producing 100 barrels, you need to service it routinely. So if you don't service it routinely, what is going to happen is that it will start to underproduce. And they brought it down to it producing, let's just average, say $20 a barrel, 20 barrels a day, sorry. What can happen there is that they have an excuse. They could state now that the oil is a liability, right? The oil well is a liability, and they need to lease it out. What will happen is the lease and farm out company will come in, take the well, service it, and carry it back up to 100 barrels a day. So given those facts, ladies and gentlemen, we need to realize and be cognizant of the fact that the company was sabotaged by both administration. Yeah, exactly, Fariali. We're selling the cow to buy back the milk. The company was sabotaged by both three administrations, 2 PNM administrations and 1 UNC administration. All the time I've been clamoring and telling people, stand up in your communities and do what you can today for a better tomorrow. This is what I was talking about. If we sell Petrotrin, Trinidad is going to take a nosedive. We don't sell Petrotrin already. The deal has already been made. Right? They didn't publicize it yet, but I'm telling you, I have good information that Petrotrin has been sold. Right? I saw certain documents, so I know that it's a reality. Right? So ladies and gentlemen, before you hear it on the news, you heard it here on Real Talk. So I don't know how to advise people anymore. Because I see Roger wants people to go up by the Prime Minister's residence this evening in a candlelight vigil or a prayer vigil. But the reality is that will do so much and nothing. It's like beating a dead horse. The horse is already dead, Mr. Roger. Why are you beating it? So that's the question. What now? Sandals have free access to Tobago. The sea bridge is destroyed. So now Sandals could come in and pretend to be the savior of Tobago. And Tobago now could clamor, right, for everything and nothing. Right? Because your Prime Minister sold Tobago to Sandals, basically. He ran it to the ground. You see the same policy coming again? Ran it to the ground till it become a liability and then have an excuse to sell it now. So he brought Tobago to their knees and then he brought in Sandals as the savior. Right? But the reality is Sandals ain't no savior, because when Sandals come, they are going to take over Tobago. And the Tobagonians will have less rights in Tobago than Sandals. And the Tobagonians will have to go to Sandals for bread, basically, begging. Because they are going to have to do whatever Sandals say, work under whatever conditions they determine, and what is going to happen from then on. Sandals is going to call the shots. Sandals alone is going to have the cards to play. Right? So let's get real, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get sticky. So, as I always tell you all, if you're not prepared, you wouldn't be ready for what is to come, right? So, Sandals is sold, Tobago. We are going to hell in a handbasket, ladies and gentlemen. The price of fuel is going to go up again, and just in time for the budget. Isn't that coincidental? Right? Petrotrin has been sold. So the reality is, this is thanks to your PNM administration and your UNC administration. We no longer have an income earner, a sustainable income earner in the country. You have no more Petrotrin. Obviously, when the new company is formed, which has already been formed, when they take over the reins, what is going to happen is that they can sell us fuel at whatever cost they determine, right? And then they will own everything. It's going to go gradually, but the reality is it's not, there's no turning back, right? And this is what I am here to tell you all today. Thanks to the nice voting that we chose to vote, the company, the government that we voted in, it sold us to hell in a handbasket, right? Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but this is the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Share it if you like it. If you don't like it, don't share it. If you don't share it, I don't beg nobody to share my life. Me ain't going through that. Me ain't telling no, let's call out nobody to be able to educate them. But the reality is, your government will find all the excuses. And it's just like a lot of people do this in work to own scenarios, and even vehicles that they purchase from the bank that they're not paying for. You ever notice something when a bailiff comes to take a vehicle, it is normally in a rundown condition, and the reason for that is because you know you're not paying for it. So you're not going to spend money on it, you're not going to maintain it. So when you buy a vehicle that has been seized by the bank, normally what happens is that vehicle is in a deployable condition. So that is basically what they did to Trinidad and Tobago. They ran down the country. They said that we had an economic depression, which was a lie, because they had their preconceived notions already. They know what they were about to do. They had the plans, and therefore they thought that they justified all the bullshit excuses that they made, they justified the reason to sell us to hell in a handbasket. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, from this point on, the train runs no more. Because we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, will have to sing for our supper now. It's going to get thick pretty quick. And the sooner you all wake up and realize what has happened, is the more prepared you all will be to face the eventuality that is about to take place. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great regret that I bring this news to you. But I always had been telling you all it would come to this. Because at the end of the day, nobody is doing anything about it. You all are not standing up to the government. When they put up the price of gas once, you all did nothing. They put it up again, you all did nothing. Nobody stood up because in Trinidad we don't have that level of unity, so we don't care. You understand? You all had an opportunity to stand up to the government like they did in Grenada, and like they did in Barbados, and they did in Jamaica, but nobody did anything. So what happened? Eventually it had to get here. There was no way of avoiding this eventuality if you all didn't stand up. If you all didn't shut down the country. How you expect change to occur? How you expect Keith Rowley and them to be stopped in the tracks? How you expect Kamala and them to be stuck in the tracks when you all had the opportunity to do everything and did nothing? Right, ladies and gentlemen? So I am just informing you, right, that this is the situation. I don't even know how the businesses are going to run in Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe they might offer us a VSEP, voluntary separation in Petrotrin. I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I will grab that and run. Because I am telling you all, the economy is in the tank now. You see the depression that they spoke about? It's not that they are prophets. They planned it. They planned this depression. Because they ran the company to the ground. They ran the country to the ground. When they were supposed to be planting and planning to diversify, so that in the eventuality that there is actually a need to sell the oil company, if there was really a genuine need, we would have diversified and we would have gone into agriculture so we could have been self-sufficient and be able to sustain these blows. But they have sold you all to hell in a handbasket because they have plans and they have made their endeavors elsewhere. They have established their international links. They cut all the deals. So they will survive, but we, the common man, will no longer exist because in Trinidad there will be the poor and the extremely rich. There's going to be no middle and working class anymore. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't say that you didn't know because I am telling you, I told you it has already occurred. The wheels have begun turning. So what you can do now is prepare yourself for the worst. As I always say, if you like it, share it. If you don't like it, don't go near it. Keep trying to do what you can for a better tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And always expect the unexpected that we got now, right? And prepare yourselves. If you know you have your visa and your passport, keep it handy. Because within the next year, we are going to see several different series of occurrences that is going to involve our downfall as a society, right? So it's up to you all to make it go viral or not. Not asking anymore, right? Take care of yourself. Real talk in real time. Your two governments have sabotaged the economy and it's got to that stage where there's no turning back, and we don't even know. We can't see our way forward or our way out. Right? So take care of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully the next time we talk it would be a more favorable topic. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.